Orange liqueurs are vital to any well-stocked bar. They appear in classic cocktails like the Mai Tai and Sidecar, and in modern classics like the Long Island Iced Tea or Cosmopolitan. But while most prefer to steer clear of the sweeter curaçaos or triple secs, they can still make a delicious, eye-catching cocktail. Especially if it's blue! Explaining orange liqueur can be as easy or as complicated as you need. Certain brand names are synonymous with different styles, and origin stories are hazy. But we already knew that. Cocktails generally have a complicated history, and not just because we lose our ability to recall hard facts the more we drink. So I want to stick with the short and easy version. Generally, if a cocktail recipe calls for an orange sweetener, you will find the following terms: triple sec, curaçao, orange liqueur, or Cointreau. These are basically interchangeable in any recipe, but they do provide their own distinct flavors. Basically, orange liqueur is just a group of spirits where orange peels are used as a base ingredient. Curaçao, generally agreed to be the original orange liqueur, is flavored with sweeter tropical oranges, while triple sec is a drier style of orange liqueur made with bitter orange peels. Cointreau is one of the best known brands of triple sec style orange liqueur. It uses a mix of sweet and bitter orange peels, built on a distilled beet sugar base. I only bring this up to compare it with Grand Marnier, which is also an orange-based liqueur, but made on a brandy base. Let's be honest. People were drinking a whole rainbow of colored cocktails as far back as the 18th century. There's even mention of a pre-prohibition Dutch-style blue curaçao. The popularity of blue cocktails really exploded in the late 1950s with the creation of the Blue Hawaii, a blue pina colada of sorts. Then, in 1961, Elvis Presley released the film Blue Hawaii, which set off a fresh wave of enthusiasm for faux island culture.
Another reason is that a cocktail simply looks stunning with some blue coloring in it. It is candy for the eye, which makes the cocktails much more attractive and an easier sell.
Blue Curaçao's reputation began to suffer, however, in the 70s and 80s, as it was linked with sweet disco drinks that were becoming staples on cruises and cheap beach resorts. As a few nerdy purists began to kickstart the new age of cocktails, blue drinks were dismissed, and Blue Curaçao was viewed more as a punchline. During the height of it all, you could not make a blue drink if you wanted to be seen as a serious bartender. Fortunately, we are well past that now, and can poke fun at ourselves without seeming crazy because of it. To talk more about blue cocktails, I wanted to bring someone in who loves them just as much as I do. And people seem to think we look a little alike. Nick Bennett.
I think it's the red hair and mustache that really confuses everybody.
It also doesn't help that you're known for blue cocktails, and I'm, well, blue.
So, how are we doing this?
Pretend like you're talking to yourself. I'm just gonna ask a couple of questions and we'll take it from there.
No, that's not what I mean, how are we... You know what? Never mind. How can I help you?
I'm talking about blue cocktails this time around, and I understand you came up with a pretty popular one.
I did.
It's called the Gunmetal Blue, and I made it for the opening menu at Porchlight. It has mezcal, peach brandy, lime juice, cinnamon simple syrup, and of course, blue curacao. Tell me, what made you want to make a blue cocktail in the first place? Well, it was mostly to put something fun on a menu when people were taking cocktails so seriously, and it felt like the timing was right. How did you approach creating the cocktail, knowing you wanted it to be blue and your only real option was blue curacao? Well, knowing I had to use blue curacao wasn't that much of a problem. It might run a little sweeter than curacao and is obviously artificially colored, but it still tastes like tropical oranges. You have been bartending for 100 years. Hey, come on, man, give or take. What would you say to younger bartenders that might be scared to use an ingredient like blue curacao? If I couldn't make a good blue cocktail, then that would have been my failing as a bartender, not the ingredients. Whatever's on my back bar is there for a reason, and it's my job to turn them into something that my guest would enjoy, not turn my nose up at it or look down on somebody who's ordering it. What's a good blue cocktail that someone can make at home? I would recommend the Corpse Survivor No. Blue. It was invented by my friend Jacob Briars, and if your home bar already has blue curacao, you definitely have all the remaining ingredients. Thanks, Nick. I'm gonna get started on one of those right now. You're welcome. I'm still very confused about all of this, but I'm happy to have helped. I'm sure I'll see you soon. All right, let's make a cocktail. The Corpse Survivor No. Blue is a cheeky homage to the Corpse Survivor No. 2, made simply by substituting the Cointreau with blue curacao. It tastes pretty much like the classic version, it just happens to be blue. Start by adding 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice, and of course 3/4 of an ounce of blue curacao. Next, add 3/4 of an ounce of Lillet. Then finish it off with, yep, you guessed it, 3/4 of an ounce of gin. Then, shake all of the ingredients together and strain it into an absinthe rinsed glass and garnish it with a lemon peel. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this cocktail. It's refreshing and fun to drink. Sure, there have been some bad blue cocktails made over the years, but that doesn't mean they were bad because they were blue. What good is all the effort we put into learning everything about bartending and cocktails if we can't have fun putting it to good use? Good luck experimenting at home, and let me know what you end up making in the comments.